Quentin Crisp. I'd met Quentin Crisp at, I think it was the Donmar warehouse sometime in the 80s, and he was doing book reading and signing, and I didn't realise I'd actually ever get to see Quentin again, ever. So I found myself in New York working for Melody Maker, and we were doing the Brit Explosion in New York, and I had some time to kill, and I thought, hey, doesn't Quentin live in Lower East Side? Maybe I'll check him up. So I remember going through the yellow pages, this is a long time before the internet, and I noticed that there were 3 Quentin Crisps in the directory. So I actually tried the first one, and this guy comes to his phone and he says, hello? And I say, is that you, Quentin? Yes. And I was so bowled over, I wasn't expecting him to be at home, and I wasn't expecting him to take any calls. Anyway, we arranged to meet 3 days later in his local diner on Lower East Side, I think it was. And to say that I'm in awe of this guy is an understatement. I mean, this is a man who basically thrust himself into the limelight wearing lipstick in 1940s Britain, where such audacious behaviour was simply unheard of. He was an incredible man, full of incredible stories and anecdotes and experiences. Anyway, we got chatting in his diner, and the idea was that if you got time with Quentin, you had to buy him lunch, and his favourite lunch was fried eggs and mashed potato and tea. And we talked for perhaps 10-15 minutes, and then he said, I'm only telling you what you want to hear, because when you get to my age, it becomes a bit like a scratch record. You end up repeating yourself. So forgive me if I don't tell you anything original. And I said, look, that's absolutely fine. I'm so happy to be in your company. Unfortunately, we were joined by someone else who was a friend of his, and basically that knocked the nail on the head. But he did say some interesting things, because I remember he was in pretty bad health, and I wanted to go back to his house and photograph him, and he said that wouldn't be possible, which was a pity really, because I understood that he lived in a pretty amazing ramshackled place. This was a man, you have to remember, who never dusted in his life. He never boxed anything, never filed anything. He lived in chaos, but his life was actually quite structured and ordered. And he confessed to me that he was coming to Britain on a book tour in a matter of weeks. And he said that it would probably kill him, and sadly it did. I think he died about 3 or 4 weeks later. But the really strange thing was that he grew to love the States. He didn't want to make a home in England anymore. So it was a peculiar twist of fate that he should die in his sleep just outside of Manchester in a little satellite town. But the police said that they didn't suspect any foul play, so he would have been happy with that.